Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the final round. Let's fix this a little bit. Final round of the Valero Texas Open. At the end of the third round, after our scores, Cam Young had a three-shot lead over Kuchar, McNeely, and Coles. However, in their front nine, Young shot a 1 over 37, Kuchar a 2 under 34, and McNeely an even par 36. And Coles, who was up here, shot a 1 under 35. And so we have a three-way tie for first place right now. One thing interesting, though, is Matt Kuchar has 3 blue chips he's accumulated, so he's definitely got the advantage there. But Young and Coles are tied with him. Patrick Cantlay, he started 5 shots back. He's only 1 shot back now, as Patrick Cantlay shot a 34 on the front side and is also 1 under through 11 hole. The 10th and 11th hole, he's now 1 under, so he's total of 3 under on the round through 11 holes. 4 guys were out of contention early: Harry Hall, Alex Smalley, Thor, and Ryan Gerard all got out of contention very early, so we will roll for them on the out of contention chart. In fact, that 3 of those guys are all in the first grouping, so I've already rolled their 13th hole because they were out of contention. And now we're going to pick it up on the 12th hole with the second group. Everybody is in contention for that. As we look at the scores, everybody in that group parred the 11th hole. If we go to the 10th hole, we had Norlander double bogey, McGreevy bogeyed, and Cantlay birdied. So that means Cantlay has the honors. And it's also why Norlander and McGreevy are way back here. So let's get our dice over here. And let's get our game book ready to go. Also have the out of contention golfer page or sheet ready to go as well. So Patrick Cantlay is going to start out on the 12th hole. 12th hole. He's got a chip, but it would take him 2 chips or a chip and a decider die to control this hole. So he will just go with it, and hopefully the chip, he can use a chip to work on a short game or something, or just save it for the next hole. Either way. Oh, that missed all over the place. There's so many dice in this small little tray, makes it a little challenging. All right, there we go. We get a 5, which is of course under the course, and we get a 16. 16 means he's in the rough on the first shot. First shot rough on a par 4. So we go to the first shot rough. First shot rough par 4, and it's a green 6. Is he a master? Cantlay is not a master. Since he's not a master, it's going to be a moderate putt for bogey, so that's not good. 1 to 5, and he will make a bogey and drop 2 shots back. So he makes the putt, but he's going to drop now 2 shots back with that bogey. So Cantlay, not off to a good start. He will get a bogey 5 on this par 4. Next up will be McGreevy, and McGreevy is right back here. Max McGreevy. Get a 6. He could take his par and take a chip, but he is 5 shots back, so I think he's going to attack the green here. I think when you're that far back, you kind of have to. We're beyond the point of stacking blue chips, so at the point now you got to attack. So be aggressive, and it's all or nothing, but you got to take a chance. So I'm going to re-roll. We're going to attack the green right here on this par 4 and re-roll the white die. Hope for a low number, and he got it. 1. Within a few yards of the pin, moderate putt for birdie. That's what he wanted. A birdie chance. Moderate birdie putt is a 1 to 2. He really needs this. Doesn't get it, though, so that'll be an easy putt for par, but a disappointing putt for par nonetheless. So par 4 for McGreevy, and now we go to Norlander. He's in pretty much in the same boat. And that's a 5. Course will control 16. He's in the rough on the first shot with the green 3. Rough first shot, green 3. Is he a workman? No. Otherwise, digs out from rough with solid iron to outer fringe of green. Easy second putt for par. So he's got an easy putt for par, but that's not going to help him either. Status quo. Oh, he almost missed it, but at least he makes his par. But status quo is not going to help you when you're 5 shots back and you're running out of holes. So now we go to the 11th hole for our second to last group. And up first is going to be Coles, one of our co-leaders. Coles, he will be up first on this par 4 11th hole. Coles shot a 35 1 under on the front 9 and birdied hole number 10, so he's currently 2 under. He started the day 3 back, but now he is even with the leaders because Cam Young is 1 over. It's a 4. Course will control 16. He's in the rough on the first shot, and it's a green 1. Green 1 is the workman no. So we're going to the wow chart, and by going to the wow chart, you automatically gain a blue chip. So he will gain the blue chip, and now we re-roll a white die and go to the wow chart. You get a 2 on the wow chart. Bounds onto green and rolls to pin. Easy putt for birdie. So Coles with an easy putt for birdie, which amounts to a 1 to 4. He could use his chip and make it a gimme, and that would give him the outright lead. But I think he thinks 1 to 4. Thinks he can make that and save his blue chip. So he should take a chance and save that blue chip and try to make a 1 to 4. And he does. So Coles takes the lead, the outright lead here with a birdie 3. He starts the back 9 with 2 birdies in a row. That'll move Norlander and McGreevy 3 shots back. Wallace 4, McNeely and Cantlay 3 shots back. Kuchar and Young 1 shot back. Coles, now you're, at least temporarily, your leader. And now we go to Smalley. Smalley is one of the ones who's out of contention, so we'll just roll for him. He gets a 6, so he's going to bogey this hole. Smalley will bogey. Now we go to Wallace. We get a 1, so that means Wallace will control. It's a 1-4-6 on a par 4. 1-4-6 on a par 4. 1-4-6. Is he a legend or a dynamic? He is neither one. Is it a firm green? No, it's not. So he's going to the right now chart. And for Wallace, he is neutral. He has parred the last 2 holes, which makes him neutral on the right now chart. Right now chart, par 4 and a green 4. So it asks, is he hot? No, he's not hot. Otherwise, sent to the safe, difficult putt for birdie. So he's going to want to lag this up here and make it an easy putt for par. He's not going to take the chance on that double difficult putt for birdie. He'll just lag and go for the easy putt for par, which he makes, and Wallace will take his par. And now we go to the last group of the day, starting hole number 10. And with the honors in that last group, it will be Cam Young. He has no chips, so he's can't do anything with it as far as the course goes. So 5, course controls, 23. He's in the rough on the second shot. So rough second shot for Cam Young on a par 4. Rough on the second shot, and the green die is a 3. Rough second shot, green die 3. Is he a workman? No. Otherwise, crisp swing, nice loft, gimme putt for par. So a gimme putt for par means you have to avoid 666s, which he does. So it's a par for Cam Young. And that'll take us to Maverick McNeely. Oh, that didn't go through. Let's redo that again. Very small opening. I'm trying to do it left-handed, which is even worse. There we go. 2 course controls, and that is a 24. So he's in the sand on the second shot of this par 4. Sand, second shot, par 4. Green die is a 3, second shot. Is he sandy? I'm sorry, is he chunky? Because the green die is a 3. Is he chunky? McNeely is not chunky. Gimme putt for par. So same thing. Got to avoid triple sixes to get his par, which he does. So McNeely takes his par 4. And now here is Kuchar. And Kuchar will definitely use one of these chips to control the hole because there's a lot of danger out there on that hole. So he's going to roll on his own. Triple fives, we got a special result. Anytime you roll triples, you go to special result. So we're going to special result level 1 for a par 4. And we're going to re-roll the white and black die. You get a 25. 25 says out of bounds tee, roll again, add penalty stroke to result, stormy rest of round. Wow, that's not good. So Kuchar is now stormy the rest of the round. And he's going to have a penalty stroke. So let's see how we're going to play that. Let's see here. What was it? A 25, right? Well, we're going to add penalty stroke to result. So whatever he ends up with, we're going to add 1 stroke to it for a penalty. So he's basically going to tee off again, is what it looks like to me. From what I can see here, it says roll again. It doesn't say to roll again on this. It says to roll again. Like I'm assuming you roll again to on the regular hole result. So Kuchar, that one didn't work out too well for him, did it? But he's going to be stubborn. He's going to use another chip to try to control the hole and see if he can get it right this time. Maybe minimize the damage here. 2, 3, 6 on a par 4 for Kuchar. See if he can recover and minimize whatever damage is coming. 2, 3, 6. Is he a duffer? No. So we're going to the short game. Short game for Kuchar and a green 6. Short game green 6. Is he stone? No, he's definitely not stone. Difficult putt for par. So that's a 1 to 3 for a par. Man, I hate to use the 3 chips here, but he can't afford a double bogey either. So, man, what does Kuchar do here? He's going to use his 3rd chip. Make it a moderate putt for par. He didn't have to, but he didn't know that. But it's a 1-stroke penalty. So he pars the hole, but it is a 1-stroke penalty. So now he has a bogey 5, actually. So Kuchar drops 2 shots back. Much different than when he started this back 9 telecast, but he has faded quite a bit. And now we're on to 14. And on the 14th hole, we got the first group. All 3 are non-contenders. So we're going to roll on the out of contending golfers chart. We are looking at double cordial. So the far right-hand side, a 1 or a 2, it's a birdie. We'll start with Hall, and that's a 5, so that's a par. We'll go to Gerard. That's a birdie. So Gerard does get the birdie 4. And then last Thor. Thor gets a par. All right, so that's enough for 14 and the out of contending golfers. We will now go to 13, the par 3. And up first, it is going to be McGreevy. Way back here. Run out of holes. That's a 4 and a 22. 22 is he's in the trees on the first shot of this par 3, so he's having all sorts of difficulties. If he bogeys, he will fall out of contention completely. He's probably already out of contention, but he'll fall off the board. So par 3, first shot. Par 3, first shot in the trees and a 2. Is he a master? No, he's not a master. Easy putt for par, so at least he got away with a par, you would think. He avoids double sixes, which he does, so he gets his par. But he's living on the edge, 6 shots back. So McGreevy, the par 3. We now go to Norlander in the same boat. 1, and that's a 45, so that's a golf cam course. So at least he's in the fairway, and it's a green 1. That's usually a good sign. That's usually a good sign. Golf cam course 3 and a 1. Cordial holder, laser golfer. He is not laser. It's not cordial. Clutch putt for par. All right, he's got to make the clutch putt for par. A 1 to 3. He makes the par, stays in it. He 4 to 5 or 6. He's off the board. So he makes it. It's a blue chip for the clutch putt. Not sure how much it's going to help him, but if he's still around for the next hole, he can use that blue chip for something. And now Patrick Cantlay. 3 shots back. He's going to use his chip to control the hole. And that is a 3-3-4 on a par 3. 3-3-4 for Patrick Cantlay. 3-3-4. Is he a champion? Cantlay is a champion. See right here, he is a champion. So it says, exquisite backspin, ball stops 2 feet from pin, easy putt for birdie. So 1 to 4, and he's got a birdie. And he misses it. Wow. A gimme for par, but that was a missed opportunity there for Cantlay. He takes this disappointing par 3, and we move on to the 12th hole. Hole, and Smalley's out of contention, so we'll roll for him first. 5 on a semi-daunting is going to still be a par, so it's par 4 for Smalley. Now it's Coles, who's birdied 2 in a row, our leader. He's going to tee off here. Oh, that one didn't go through. Let's redo that again. There we go. Triple ones. We get a 1, so Smalley will control. So it's a 1-1-5. Coles rather. It's a 1-1-5 on a par 4. 1-1-5. Is he yeoman or scatter? No, he's neither one. Is he utility? No, he's a champion. So it's a moderate putt for birdie. And if he makes this, that will take these 2 guys and they will be off the board. And he'll have a 2-shot lead. Moderate putt for birdie. 1 to 2 for a moderate putt for birdie. Does he want to use the chip to make it an easy putt? Man, tough decision. He is. He's going to use that chip to make it an easy putt for birdie. So 1 to 4, he will now have a 2-shot lead. And he's got it. So the prudent use of that chip. So that'll take Norlander and McGreevy off the board. They are now out of contention. Wallace will go 5 back. McNeely Cantlay 4 back. Kuchar 3 back. Young 2 back, and Coles with a 2-shot lead, courtesy of the clutch putt for birdie. He has birdied the first 3 holes of the backside. So talk about a red-hot golfer. He is definitely one of them. And now Wallace, the last guy in his threesome. Get a 6. Well, he could take a blue chip, but I think at this point he needs to attack the green. So we will go to the attack the green. Re-rolling the white die, he really needs a low number. Gets a 5. That's not low. Moderate putt for par. So he had sand issues. So moderate putt for par is a 1 to 5. He's got his par, but that's kind of disappointing. Par 4. And that'll take us to the final grouping of the day on the 11th hole. And the final grouping, the honors will go to Cam Young, who is now 2 shots back. That's a 1, so Young will control 1-2-6 on a par 4. 1-2-6 is a direct green. No, it's not a direct green. Is he stone? No, he's not stone. So it's going to his mood chart, and Young is neutral on the mood. Mood chart, and he is neutral. So it's a par 4 and a green 1. Is he stormy? No, he's not stormy. Otherwise, beneficial bounce, gimme putt for birdie. So gimme putt for birdie will pull him within 1 shot of the lead, and he is there. He is 1 shot behind now. Cam Young trying to battle back after some early difficulties. He pulls within 1 shot, and now here comes McNeely, Maverick McNeely. He's 4 shots back. We get a 4, which the course will control. 15 is Golf Cam course. So we're in the Golf Cam course section. of a par 4 and a number 5 on the green die. Daunting hole or scatter golfer? No. Let's see here. Otherwise, longer than usual tee shot and well-played iron. Nice opportunity. Clutch putt for birdie for McNeely. He is semi-goal, which means a 1 to 4 is the birdie. And he misses it. So he's going to get a red chip and have just an easy putt for par. So a missed opportunity for McNeely. He could have gotten a birdie and gotten a chip, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. Didn't happen. Now here's Kuchar, who was tied for the lead when we started, but now is 3 shots back. So talk about having to make up some ground. That's a 6, so he feels like he needs to attack the green as well. Blue chips right now aren't. He needs to attack the green, or does he? You know what? He's going to take a blue chip, take his par, and hope he can stay around long enough to make a difference. So that's the 11th hole, and we're done with the 11th hole. Now we move on to the par 5 14th for the first group, who are all out of contention. So roll for them. First one is Gerard, and he gets a 2 on a double cordial, which is a birdie. So Gerard back-to-back birdies. Oh, wait a minute. I should be on the 15th hole, not the 14th hole. My bad. 15th hole. Thought that was strange. 15th hole, that's where we're at. And we're not even going to roll that yet, because since we're at the 15th hole, I'm going to redo that run 1 for Gerard. Since we're at the 15th hole, we need to look for emerging contenders. So I'm going to roll the dice. If either one of these dice is a 1, then we'll have emerging contenders. If none of the dice are 1s, then we just ignore everything. And we get a 1, so it's a 15. Top golfer in B+ group emerges as contender and 2 strokes back. So how about that? So we go to the B+ grouping. We go to our B+s. Go to our B+ that I had sitting here. It's just these, not these B's, but the B+. And so it said the top golfer in the B+. So the top golfer looks like Hideki Matsuyama. He's a 2C. So he is the top golfer. So he will make a late charge. He will make a late charge. And he's now 2 shots back. So how about that? And we'll pick up with his round starting on the 16th hole. But he is 2 shots back. This is Hideki Matsuyama. He's coming out of nowhere. And he will be contending, because when rolled to 15, it did say top golfer in B+ group. So that's what we did. So now we can go to the out of contending golfers, starting with Gerard, and he gets a par. And then we go to Hall. He gets a par, and then then Thor, rather. Thor gets so all of them got par 4s. And now we go to the 14th. And in the at the 14th hole, we have Norlander, Cantley, and McGreevy. And the honors go to McGreevy. So McGreevy, who is out of contention as well, got to write that in here. He and Norlander, courtesy of the birdie from Coles, that put them out of contention. So Cantley is the only one in contention in this group. So we roll. A 5 is a par for Norlander. McGreevy will get a birdie. Actually, McGreevy should have been first. I'll take it back. McGreevy was first. He got the par. Norlander got the birdie, because McGreevy technically had the honors. All right, so now we're going to the last member of the group, and that's Patrick Cantlay. He's now 4 shots back. He's on a par 5. He's got to make something happen. That's a 2. He will control, so it's a 1-5-6 on a par 5. 1-5-6 for Patrick Cantlay. And it's asking, is he a legend? He's a semi-legend. The dot says he is. So that means it's going to be gallery cheers. He will gain a chip. Gallery cheers. We go to our gallery cheers open star, which is the par 5 version of gallery cheers. The green die is a 6. Is he a hacker? No. Less than expert shot gets fortunate kick, strong applause. So now we go over to strong applause. I'm going to re-roll the white die under strong applause. Get a 4. Drifting iron shot carries the fringe of green. Difficult putt for birdie. So difficult putt for birdie is a 1. You could use a chip to make it moderate, 1 to 2. It's really not going to help him much. So he's going to save that chip for later. Might need it on the next hole. So a difficult putt for birdie is a 1. Can't do it, so a moderate putt for par. And he takes his par. So Cantlay gets the par 5. And now we move on to the 13th hole, where we find one out of contending golfer, and that is Smalley. And he gets his par. And we go to Coles. He is our leader. He's got 3 birdies in a row. But he has no chips, but so far he hasn't needed them. That's a 1. Course will control that. 44. I know it's kind of hard to see sometimes. Maybe I can angle that. Maybe that may be better. 44. 44 is in the trees on the first shot of a par 3. Trees, first shot, par 3 for Coles. And the green die is a 6. Is he a master? No, he's not a master. A double difficult putt for par. So that's a 1. If he misses it, he'd have a difficult putt for bogey. It's a potential double bogey. He could lag and get it and take his bogey and be done with it. I think that's what he's going to have to do. But by doing that, it's going to bring Cam Young into the lead and bring Matsuyama within 1, Kuchar within 2, and the other ones move up. But I don't think he has any other option to do that, because the double difficult putt for par, you're asking an awful lot. So he's going to take his easy putt for bogey. And so Coles will get a bogey 4. And after 3 straight birdies, he bogeys, and that will move everybody up 1 as things start to tighten up a little bit here at the Valero Texas Open. Everybody on the board within 4 shots of the lead. And Cam Young now the co-leader, and Matsuyama, the emerging contender, is only 1 shot back. So now the last member of the group, Wallace, who is 4 shots back, will step up. We get a 3, which is under the course, and it's a 15. So he's in the rough on the first shot of a par 3, and the green 6. Is he a master? He's a semi-master. The dot says he is. So it's a nice easy putt for par. He would have been having a double difficult putt for par otherwise, but instead it's an easy putt for par. And he makes that, but pars may not help him very much anymore. So now we go to the 12th for the final grouping that's out on the course. On this 12th hole, par 4, Cam Young, our co-leader, has the honors. And we get here. Well, I got to put in my, I forgot I need to put my power cord on. I got a message saying I'm low on battery, so I don't want to have that conk out the recording or the stream or recording or whatever. It's actually, I'm streaming it as if I was streaming it live, but I'm just doing it private. So let's put this in here so I don't lose anything. There we go. Now let's see what we've got here. It's a 5 and it's a 25. So it's in the rough on the first shot of a par 4 for Cam Young. Green die is a 2. Is he a master? He is not a master. Let's see here. Otherwise, moderate second putt for par. So 1 to 5 for par to maintain the lead. He barely makes it, but he maintains the co-lead with Coles. So Young, the par 4. And now that's going to bring up McNeely, Maverick McNeely. He will spend his red chip to give control to the hole. Got to get rid of those red chips. And that's going to be a 45, which is in the rough on the first shot. Rough on the first shot and a green 5. Is he a master? McNeely is not a master either. Difficult putt for par. Now, course controls here with this exclamation point. So I believe, I'll pull the rule book up, but I believe that's going to increase the difficulty of the putt and make it a double difficult putt for par. But I want to verify that. I think that's what it does when the course controls. But I don't want to mess this up. So I'll take a second to look it up. I know people that play this game a lot probably know it by heart, whether it would or not. But let's see here. Does it say anything? I don't see it so far, but I haven't looked all the way yet. I'm sure there's something I'm missing here. I know there's something to do with that exclamation point somewhere. And now I can't figure out where it is. I should know it. I mean, I'm just getting a brain cramp right now. I'm pretty sure if the course controls that warning sign, or what we're going to call it, is going to make the hole harder. Oh, duh. I'm sitting here looking at the rule book, and it's right here on here. Increased one level if they got this symbol. I wasted all that time. Sorry about that. So yes, instead of a difficult, it'll be a double difficult putt for par for McNeely. Double difficult putt for par, which makes it a 1 instead of a 1 to 3. But he has no chips, so he has no say in the matter. It's a 6, so that's going to be a bogey. And this will be a difficult putt for bogey, 1 to 3. And he does make the bogey putt. He drops 4 shots back now, does McNeely. And that'll bring up Kuchar. And that's a 2. Course controls 22. We're in the trees on the first shot on this par 4. Not good for Kuchar. Par 4 first shot in the tree is a 5. Is he a master? Yes, he is a master. He is a master. Beautiful shot behind tree, bounds on the green, birdie putt just short, easy putt for par. So he could have had disaster in the trees, but he ends up with an easy putt for par and makes that and keeps his chances alive going forward. So that finishes the 12th hole. We move on to hole 13. I'm sorry, hole 16 now. Not bad. Hole 16 is what's coming next. Hole number 16. So hole 16, and this is for the 3 out of contending golfers. And it's going to be first up Gerard, and he gets a par. And then we have Hall, he gets a par, and then Thor, he gets so all 4 of them get the par 3 on the 16th hole. Let's see. While we're on the 16th hole, Matsuyama is the emerging contender that he's going to play the 16th hole. So we got Matsuyama making a late shot. Oh, got to re-roll that. That dice was stacked. There we go. We get a 5, which is the course controlling, and that's a 23. He's in the rough on the first shot of a par 3. And the green die is a 2. Par 3, green die is a 2. Is he a master? He's a semi-master, but the dot says no. Let's see here. Moderate putt for par. So a moderate putt for par is a 1 to 5. And he makes this par and stays 1 shot back. Does Matsuyama. Gets the par 3. So now we go to the 15th hole for our second grouping. And Norlander and McGreevy are out of contention, so we'll roll for them. That's a 5 on a semi-daunting. That's still a par. And then for McGreevy, he gets a bogey. So bogey 5 for McGreevy, par for Norlander. And Patrick Cantlay steps to the 15th tee. And we get a 2, and it's a 35, so it's golf cam course. And a green die 6 on a par 4. Is it a daunting hole? Yes, it is. It is a daunting hole. Clutch putt for par for Cantlay. 1 to 3. And he misses it, so he'll lose his blue chip and drop back to a 3-way tie. 3-way tie as he makes his bogey. So it is now a 3-way tie. for 5th place. And we move on to 14. Next to last grouping, Smalley is out of contention. We'll roll for him. He gets a par. Par 5 for Smalley. That'll take us to Wallace. Wallace, a 2, so he will control. And it is a 1-4-6 on a par 5. 1-4-6. 1-4-6 for Wallace on a par 5. Is he legend or bomber? Neither one. Champion, no. Hacker, no. So we're going to experience. He's a semi-icon. The dot says he's an icon. So we go to experience where he is an icon. And it's a par 5 and it's a 1. Is he a prospect? No. So we got a gimme putt for birdie for Wallace. That's a double. Got to avoid double sixes, which he does. So he gets the birdie and breaks free from this grouping and takes 4th all by himself. Birdie 4 for Matt Wallace. And now we go to Coles, co-leader, coming off a bogey. That's a 5, so the course controls 44. He's in the sand on the second shot. Sand, second shot on a par 5. And the green die is a 6. Sandy, is he sandy? Coles is not sandy. Obstructed lie makes a troublesome exit from bunker. Scrambles to apron near green. Double difficult putt for par. Wow, he's going to have to. He's going to have to lay up. I don't think you can trust it. He's going to have to lay up and take his medicine. Get his easy putt for bogey, which he gets. But he will drop back, and now Cam Young has sole possession of first place. Bogey 6, so really demoralizing. After 3 birdies to start the front 9, he has bogeyed the last 2 holes, has Coles. So he's kind of fallen by the wayside. Now we go to our final group at 13. And with the honors on this par 3, it will be our leader, Cam Young. Sole possession of the lead. That's a 5. The course will control it, and it's a 14. He's in the sand on the first shot of a par 3 with a green 2. Is he sandy? He is not sandy. So we got moderate putt for par, 1-5. Which he makes, and he maintains his lead. Par 3 for Cam Young. Move on now to Kuchar. And Kuchar will spin the chip to control the hole. Now nobody on the board has any chips. That's going to be a 1-3-6 on a par 3. 1-3-6 for Kuchar on a par 3. Hero or dynamic? He is neither one. So we got Golf Cam Green with a green 6 on a par 3. Friendly green or laser golfer? He is a laser golfer. He's semi-laser. The dot says he is. So he is a laser golfer. So it's a clutch putt for birdie, and he needs this in the worst way. He is semi-gold. So this makes it a 1-4. To make his birdie and pull to within 1 and a tie for second place for Kuchar. And he's got it. Kuchar with the birdie. It's a clutch putt for birdie, so he earns a blue chip to go with it. But now we have a 3-way tie for second place. Kuchar the birdie 2. So, McNeely, the last of the groupings in this group. McNeely, green die is a 4. Course controls, it's a 12. He's in the trees. Not the place to be. Par 3, trees, first shot. And green 1. Is he a workman? No. So we got pin. So we're going to the pin chart. And rather than flipping the book, the pin chart is also on this page. So we'll roll on this pin chart. Get a 2. Dies in vicinity of pin, easy putt for par. So an easy putt for par for Maverick McNeely. But he really could use birdies. He gets his par, but that's not going to help him when you're 4 shots behind and you're running out of holes. That's going to end the 13th hole. We will now go. We'll now go to the par 4 17th. And the out of contention golfers will go first. And it will be Gerard. And Gerard gets a 4, that's a par. Hall gets a 3, that's a par. And Thor gets a, so all of them par 4s for everybody. And now the emerging contender, Matsuyama's 1 shot back. And that's going to be a 6. He could take his par and a blue chip, or he could attack the green. I think he's going to, man, that's tough. You'd like to be able to attack the green, but I think he's going to take his par and take his chip. So we'll take his par 4, take his chip. Maybe he can use that chip on the 18th hole. And that's what he's going to hope for anyway. So now we go to the 16th, par 3 for the second grouping. And Norlander and McGreevy are out of contention. First up is Norlander, and he gets a par. Then McGreevy, he gets a par. Both of them get par 3s. Now we go to Cantlay. At one point, he was in the lead with 3 chips, or tied for the lead with 3 chips when we started this video, or this stream, but he's fallen by the wayside for sure. No, that was Kuchar, I'm sorry, not Cantlay. But he was 1 shot back, if I remember correctly. 2, so he's going to control it. It's a 1-5-6 on a par 3. Silver die, sometimes a little hard to see. So on a par 3, or metallic die, I guess they call it. Par 3, and it's a 1-3-6. Is he a hero or dynamic? Cantlay is none of that. Let's see here. So he's going to golf Cam Green. And the green die is a 5 on the par 3. Is it a friendly green? No, it's not. Challenging green? Yes, it is, because it's semi and the dot is there. So it is a challenging green. Clutch putt for bogey. That's even worse for Cantlay. So at best, he will be 5 shots back. But it's a clutch putt for bogey. 1-3. He's got the bogey. He does earn a chip. That's going to help him any, but he does earn the chip. And he will take the bogey. So back-to-back bogeys. He's, since we've been on the air here, he's bogeyed 3 of the last 5 holes. So he went from like 2 shots back, 1 shot back, to now 5 shots back. And now we go to the 15th hole. And on the 15th hole, we have 1 out of contending golfer, Smalley. Smalley gets his par 4. And Matt Wallace is next, coming off a birdie 4. We get a 1, so Wallace is going to control 166 on a par 4. 166 on a par 4. Ask, is he yeoman? Wallace is not yeoman. Is he stormy? Wallace is not stormy. So we go to experience. He's a semi-icon, but the dot says no, so he's neutral on the experience chart. And the green die is a 6 on a par 4. Is he an icon? No. So it's a difficult putt for par. 1-3 to keep his par. And he does. So par 3 for Wallace. Or par 4, I should say, for Wallace. And that brings up Coles, trying to rebound from that bogey. That's a 6. He could attack the green, or he could take. He's going to take his blue chip, take his par, and take his blue chip on this semi-daunting hole. He's still got 3 holes, and he's got a chip to work with. We'll go to 14 for our final group. And Matt Kuchar, who birdied the last hole, he is up with the honors. He has a chip, but the only way the course controls is with a 5, so he's going to hold on to that chip and hope he doesn't roll a white 5, which he didn't. It's a 4-4-5 on a par 5 for Kuchar. 4-4-5 on the par 5. 4-4-5 par 5. Is he hot? Kuchar is semi-hot. Dot says he is, so he is hot. So it's a spectacular roll. Gallery cheers. Gets another blue chip. We'll go to our gallery cheers. And the green die is a 4. Is he utility? No, he's not utility. Let's see what else happens here. Go for it. So it's going to be a go for it, and it's a possible eagle. Go for it is a possible eagle. Reroll the white die. That's a 3. Edge of green and 2. Missed eagle putt. Easy putt for birdie. So an easy putt for birdie is a 1-4. He could take the chance that he'll make that and not roll a 5 or a 6, or he could use a chip to make it a gimme and guarantee that he takes the lead. So I think he's going to do that. That'll give him a gimme, which he gets, and it's a tie. And he's in a first place tie with Cam Young. Just couldn't afford not to. If you don't use your chip and you miss the putt, you're just going to feel like you left something there. So birdie 4, and he ties for the lead. Now that's going to bring up Cam Young, the guy he's tied with. We get a 6. Young is going to take his par and take his chip. I do believe. Yes, he will. So Young will take his par 5 and gain a chip. Now all the guys up front have chips. And here's McNeely. He doesn't have a chip. He could use an eagle right here. He kind of needs to get something where he can get an eagle. That's a 1, so he will control it, of course, and a 1-2-6 on a par 5 for McNeely. 1-2-6. Dynamic or direct green. It is a direct. No, it's not a direct green. The dot says no. So it's not a direct green. Is he dynamic, though? We got to re-roll and see if he's dynamic, because we already used it to determine the direct green. Let's see if he's dynamic. He is. He is dynamic. So in a 1-2-6, he is dynamic. A moderate putt for eagle. How about that? A 1-2 will get him an eagle. Oh, he just missed it. Now it is an easy putt for birdie, 1-4. And he got that. So he gets his birdie, but man, he could have used that eagle big time. Does take the birdie 4 and pulls within 3 shots of the leaders. So now we move on to the 18th hole for the final group. Final group of the day. And they're all out of contention except for Matsuyama, so we'll roll for the out of contending golfers, get their final scores. First, we're looking at Gerard, and he gets a 4, which is a par 5. And then we're looking at Hall, and he gets a potential bogey. It will be a bogey 6. Boy, that's disappointing. And then Thor, he gets a par as well. So kind of a disappointing finish for those guys. So let's look at their scores to finish things out here. For Hall, 1 over, 2 over. He shoots a 38 on the back to go with the 37 for a total of 75. And he started at 215, so that gives him a 290. Gerard, 1 under, even, 1 under. So it shoots a 35 on the back to go with 38 for a 73. And Gerard started with a 215, so that makes it a 288. Thor, 1 over for a 37. 38, 75 on his round, and he will end up with a 290 as well. So pretty rough stuff there. And now Matsuyama is up here on the 18th hole. He could use a chip to control the hole, which I think he will do. So Matsuyama will control this hole. So he won't have to deal with this because he's going to control the hole, and he won't have to deal with any of that stuff. So Matsuyama, a 115 on a par 5. 115 for Matsuyama. Yeoman or scatter. Matsuyama is a yeoman. So since he's a yeoman, it's a gallery groans. You can't get a red chip because he just spent the blue chip. So just gallery groans. So at least you don't have to worry about the red chip. Gallery groans. And now green die is a 1. Is he a master? He's a semi-master. Dot says no. He is not a master. Easy putt for par. So he's going to finish up with his easy putt for par, which he makes. So Matsuyama gets a par 5. So he pars the last 3 holes. Not sure what his score is going to be yet. It depends on what these guys do, because it's kind of hard to tell without contending. When a guy comes in late, you don't know what his score is. All right, here is the 17th hole, and 2 guys out of contention are Norlander and McGreevy. We'll start with Norlander. He gets a par. McGreevy, he gets a par. So back-to-back par 4s there. And now Patrick Cantlay, coming off 2 bogeys. He's going to use his chip in desperation. Control the hole. That is a, oh, we didn't need the 1 there. That's a 3.55 on a par 4. 3.55 on a par 4. Actually, he's not going to use a chip because the only way the hole was there was a 5, so it was a waste. We're not going to let him waste his chip. So it is a 1. It was a 3.55 on a par 4. That was my mistake on him as his caddy. 3.55 on a par 4. 3.55. Is he a king? He's a semi-king. The dot says no. Is he a hacker? No, he's not a hacker. So good experience. He is an icon on a par 4 with a 3. Is he a prospect? No. Otherwise, easy putt for birdie. So 1 to 4 gives him the birdie. Here on the 17th hole, 1 to 4 would give him a birdie. Does he use the chip to make it a gimme? I think he has to. He can't afford not to. And he makes the gimme. So cashes in his chip, but he just couldn't afford to miss that. Not that he's in contention anyway, but it's nice to get a birdie 3 to get back on track. Now we go to 16. And the out of contention golfer there is Smalley. Roll for him. And he gets a par. Par 3 for Smalley. Now we go to Wallace, who is 3 shots back. That's a 3. Course controls 56. He's in the rough on this par 3 on the first shot. Green die is a 1, though. That's going to help him. Green die is a 1. He's not a workman, so we're going to pin. And again, we can use this chart for pin. Looking right in here, rolling the white die. Get a 2. Die is in vicinity, easy putt for par. So we kind of need something better than that, but he's going to have to settle with his par, which he gets. Par 3 for Wallace. That'll bring up Coles, 1 shot back. Does he use his? He's going to have to use his chip here. Control the hole. There's some other. You can control the 1, 2, 6, but I don't think he wants to take that chance. So he's going to use his chip. We get a 4-4-6 on a par 3. 4-4-6 on a par 3. 4-4-6 on a par 3. Is he a hacker? No, he's definitely not a hacker. So we got a mood check for Coles. And Coles is neutral on his mood. Green die is a 4. Mood chart, green die 4 on a par 3. Par 3, green die 4. Sunny. No, he's not sunny, so it's a double difficult putt for birdie, which would be a 1 plus a decider die. So he's going to lag. He's going to lag up and make it an easy putt for par. Can't afford to go for that. So Coles will get his par 3. And now we move on to the final group at 15. And that's going to start out with our co-leader, Matt Kuchar. That's a 6, so he's going to take his chip, or take his par and take his chip here at 15. Kuchar will take the par. And now we go to McNeely. Maverick McNeely. That is a 5, so course controls, and it's 46. So he's in the sand on the first shot. Sand on the first shot of a par 4. And it's a green 1. Is he chunky? McNeely is not chunky. Otherwise, wow. So we're going to the wild chart. He's going to get a blue chip for going to the wild chart. Roll the white die again. Get a 1, and that's it's re-roll a 1. It's in the hole for an eagle. Otherwise, it's a gimme birdie. So it's a gimme putt for birdie, which he makes. So Maverick McNeely pulls within 2 shots. There's still hope for Maverick McNeely. He's only 2 shots back. I say only, but it's better than being 3 or 4 shots back. So McNeely gets the birdie 3. Got 2 birdies in a row. There's still 3 holes left, so he's got a chance. And now it's Mr. Young, the other co-leader. That's a 2. Course controls 26. He's in the golf course cam course. Golf cam course. Green die is a 2. Cordial hole. No, it's definitely not a cordial hole. Is it a daunting hole? Yes, it is. Semi-daunting, and the dot says it is. So it's clutch putt for bogey. Wow. So 1 to 5. He is a gold putter. 1 to 5. And he will use that. He'll get the chip, but he'll drop back with the bogey. So it's kind of good news, bad news thing. You bogey, but you do at least get another blue chip that might help you further. But a bogey 5 for Cam Young. And now Kuchar has outright lead. Okay. Had to let Tabby out, but Kuchar has the outright lead now. And now we're going to 18 for the second grouping, and Norlander McGreevy out of contention. So Norlander gets a par, and McGreevy gets a bogey. And Patrick Cantlay finishes up. We get a 5, so course controls 55. He's in the rough on the par 5. Rough on a par 5, and that is on the first shot, and he's a 1. 1. Is he a workman? No. Otherwise, we've got strong applause. So we come over here to strong applause. Somewhere near strong applause, if I can find it. There it is. So we got strong applause. I'm going to re-roll on the strong applause. Re-roll the white die. You get a 5. Looping iron shot bounces to edge of apron. Double difficult putt for birdie. Wow. Well, at this point, he may as well go for it. He got nothing to lose. So it is going to be he needs a 1 and a dot. Doesn't get it. So it's now going to be a difficult putt for bogey. And that's a 1 to 3. Misses that. Now it's a moderate putt for double. So he double bogeys, but really didn't have any choice. He had to go for it. Can't lay a double bogey 7. And now let's total up the second group. See how they did. Norlander 2 over, 1 over. So he shoots a 37 to go with the 36 for a 73. And he started with a 213, so that's a 286. Cantlay, 1 under, even, 1 over, 2 over, 1 over, 3 over. Shoots a 39 to go with the 34 for a 73 as well. And he will end up 214 and 73 is 287. And that'll bring up McGreevy, 1 over, 2 over, 3 over. It shoots a 39 with the 36 for a 75. McGreevy, 289. All right, so now we go. Only 2 golfers left on the course. We go to the 17th hole, where we find Coles, Wallace, and Smalley. Smalley out of it, so roll for him. Cordial, he could get a bogey here. Nope, it's par. Par 4 for Smalley. Now we go to Wallace, who was 3 shots back. That's a 3, so Wallace will control. It's a 1-2-5 on a par 4. 1, 2, and a 5. 1, 2, and a 5. Is he a bomber? Wallace is not a bomber. Is he a hacker? No. So we're going to golf Cam Green on a par 4 with a green die of 1. Challenging green or scatter golfer, either one. So we've got a clutch putt for birdie for Wallace, 1-3, and he will pull within 2 shots of the lead. He does not, and he will get a red chip on top of it that he'll have to spend on the next hole. Easy putt for par, and he makes that, but that was his one chance to get into it to make that birdie, and he couldn't do it. So now Coles, who is 1 shot out of the lead, has to make something happen here. That's a 1, so he will control 1-2-5 on a par 4 for Coles. 1-2-5 on a par 4. 1-2-5. Is he a bomber? Coles is not a bomber. Let's see here. He's not a hacker, so it's the same thing. Golf Cam Green with a green 5. Golf Cam Green, green 5 on a par 4. Green 5, friendly green. It is a friendly green. Semi-friendly dot says it is. Fortunate break, clutch putt for birdie. So Coles can make this birdie. He can tie for the lead, but he is semi-rust. So that means a 1-2. He has to have a 1 or a 2 to make this putt. And he makes it. So he makes the clutch putt, gets the chip, and ties for the lead. So Coles, a clutch birdie putt, and he has tied Kuchar for the lead. And we go to 16 and see what Kuchar and company are doing. Could be a playoff. You never know. Par 3 challenging, and it looks like McNeely actually has the honors on this one. McNeely will use the chip because he can't afford to roll a 3, 4, 5. And we get a 1-2-6 on a par 3. 1-2-6 for McNeely. 1-2-6. Is he a champion? McNeely, semi-champion. Dot says he is. So it's easy putt for birdie. 1-4. 1-4. He pulls within 1 shot of the lead, and he does it. McNeely with the birdie. He's only 1 shot out with 2 holes left. McNeely a birdie 2. He's birdied 3 holes in a row to come back after being seemingly down and out. And now that'll bring up Kuchar. Kuchar, he's got 2 chips. He may as well use 1 to control the hole, which is what he's going to do. And that's a 1-5-6 on a par 3. 1-5-6. Is he a hacker or gilded? He is not. Oh, he is gilded. I take it back. Kuchar is gilded. He is gilded, so it's a difficult putt for par. 1-3. And hate to use the other chip to make it a moderate. He's going to have to. He can't afford to miss this putt. So it's a 1-5. And he didn't have to use the chip after all, but he didn't know that. So if he'd have done all that and made a bogey, it would have been really embarrassing. So it cost him 2 chips, but at least he made his par. And now Cam Young, he will use a chip to control the hole. And we get a 4-4-5 on a par 3. 4-4-5. Is he gilded? He is not. We're going to golf Cam Green with a green 5 on a par 3. Is it a friendly green? No, it is not friendly green. Is it a challenging green? Nope. Decider die says it's not challenging. So we get a easy putt for par. Cam Young will stay 1 shot back as he makes his par. Now there are only 2 holes left to go over, 18 and 17 for the last 2 groups. Go to 18. And for 18, Smalley out of contention, so we'll roll for him. He gets his par 5 for Smalley. Then we'll go to Coles. He birdied the previous hole, so he's got the honors after the out of contending guys play. And he's going to use his chip to avoid all the mess and avoid potentially going into a creek or having a more difficult putt. So it's very advantageous to have a chip to use on this hole, that's for sure. Here's Coles, and he will, I didn't need this because he controls the hole. 1-3-6 on a par 5. 1-3-6 on a par 5 for Coles. 1-3-6. Oops, 1-3-6. Is he duffer or scatter? He is neither one. Is he utility? He's a champion, actually. Is he a hero? He is a hero. So it's an easy putt for birdie. Wow, 1-4, and he takes the outright lead on a 1-4. And he does. So that's going to put Cantlay out of contention. Wallace will go back here. Matsuyama, Young, and McNeely go 2 shots back. Kuchar goes 1 shot back. And Coles is your new leader. As Coles birdies the 18th hole, he finishes birdie to make a late run and take the lead. And now this brings up Wallace. And Wallace will use the chip to give up control to the hole. And now we get a 66, which is in the trees. He is in the trees on the first shot on this par 5. So I think, well, Wallace has done it. He could eagle this hole and make a difference. He's kind of just playing out the string. He's pretty much going to be in 6th place regardless of what happens. So he's in the trees on the first shot. Green die is a 2. He's not a workman. Let's see here now. Easy putt for birdie, as it turns out. So how about that? 1-4 for birdie. And he makes that, so he'll finish, or he'll get the 3 shots back. Birdie 4 for Wallace. And now we'll get the scores for this next to last group. Get them in the books. First we have Coles. Look at this. Birdie, 3 under. But then 2 bogeys put him back to 1 under. And now 2 birdies puts him back to 3 under, 33. To go to 35, he shoots a 68. And he started with a 212, so that is a 280. Wallace, 1 under, 2 under, shoots a 34 to go with a 36 for a 70. And he had 213, so he's a 283. And Smalley, even, 36. Go to 39 for a 75. And he was 213, so that's a 288. So last grouping on the course, and it's 2 holes for him, 17 and 18 are the 2 holes to go over. And with the honors is Maverick McNeely. 2 shots back with 2 holes left. He's got to make something happen here to give himself a chance on 18. That is a 4. So McNeely will control it. It's a 2-3-4 on a par 4. So we're going to do a little bit of drama, unlike last week where it was a blowout win. This is more exciting to have at least multiple guys that can win it. So 2-3-4. Direct green. It is not a direct green. Dynamic is McNeely dynamic. And McNeely is not dynamic. Oh, he's semi-dynamic. Dot says no. Let's see, what else are we looking for here? 2-3-4. Wasn't there? So it's a right now, and McNeely is hot because he's birdied the last 2 holes. So we'll go to the right now, and he is a hot golfer. Par 4 and a number 3. Is he cold? No. So it's an easy putt for birdie. So McNeely on a 1-4 would pull to within 1 shot of the lead. He's got to have this 1-4, and he gets it. So McNeely gets the birdie, and he ties Kuchar for 2nd place. 3 birdies in a row for McNeely. He is making a late charge. Maverick McNeely, late charge here. I'm going to move this over here just a little bit. think. I'm going to try anyway, so that we can have the course cards over here too. If I can get this thing to do right for me. I'm going to try. I think that's what I wanted. Okay, that way I can put the courses right where they're supposed to be. And we're going to have our tray there. So McNeely makes the birdie. Now up is Mr. Kuchar. He is one shot back of Coles. See if he can make something happen on this par 4. That's a 4, so Kuchar controls 2-3-3. 2-3-3 on the par 4. 2-3-3 for Kuchar. Is he a king? Kuchar is not a king. Let's see here. On target, but short of the green. So we go to the short game. Short game chart. Green die is a 3. Is he soft? Kuchar is not soft. Let's see here. Easy putt for par. So he'll maintain the one shot back. Oh, no, he won't. He misses the par putt. Are you kidding me? Matt Kuchar rolls a double 6, and he'll take a bogey. Killer bogey there for Kuchar. And he falls back into a third-place tie. Kuchar just can't believe it. A bogey 5 at the worst time. Not that there are ever good bogeys, but that was just, he just couldn't afford that. So now Cam Young is up. He's got a chip, but the only way the course controls is on a 5, so he'll take his chances that he can control this. And he can. So it's a 1-5-6 on a par 4. 1-5-6. 1-5-6. Ask, is he a legend or a bomber? Cam Young is a semi-legend. The dot says he is. He actually is a full bomber, so he didn't even need the dot. So 1-5-6. Yes, he's a bomber. So it's a long-range tee shot, and the gallery will cheer. He'll get an extra blue chip. That could come in handy. So we'll go to gallery cheers. Green die is a 6. Is he a hacker? No. Accurate shot lands on green, but gets regrettable roll. Difficult putt for birdie. So he's going to use a chip. In fact, he's going to use both chips. He's going to make it not only difficult, he's going to make it easy now. So go from a 1 to a 1 to 4 by using both chips. 1 to 4, and he has to have this birdie to pull within 1. And he uses his chips and can't make the birdie. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Young just blew it. He used both chips and could not get the birdie putt. That was killer. That was killer. So now the final group on the final hole. Go to 18. And let's see who's got the honors. It's going to be Mr. McNeely, the hottest guy out there. 3 birdies in a row. Actually, 4 birdies in a row. 4 birdies in a row from McNeely. That's a 1, so McNeely controls 155 on a par 5. 155 on a par 5. Bomber or duffer? McNeely's a semi-bomber. The dot says no, though. So let's see here. Is he a hero? He's a semi-hero. We're going to re-roll the decider to see if he's a hero. He is a hero. So he is a hero. 155 is a hero. So we got the gallery cheering. Gallery cheering. So I might be able to use that chip for a putt or something like that. Gallery cheers. And the green die was a 1 on gallery cheers. So is he a champion? McNeely is a semi-champion. We got to roll and see if he's a champion or not. He is. He's a champion. So on a champion, gimme putt for birdie. So really the blue chip's not even going to matter anymore. It's a gimme putt for birdie. It's 2d6s to tie for the lead. And he will. So 4 birdies in a row, or is that 5? 5 birdies in a row to finish the round for Maverick McNeely. Incredible. We got a tie here with him and Coles. So that looks like a playoff waiting to happen because Coles is already finished. So we know we're going to have a playoff with these two. The only way these guys get in there is with an eagle. And it's Kuchar and Young. And Young is up. He needs an eagle. It's the only thing that can save him or help him. That's a 5. Course will control that. 22. He's in the trees, so that's not going to help him at all. So Cam Young is eliminated officially now. Best he could do from the tree is he might get a birdie if he's extremely lucky, but the eagle is out of the question. It's green 1, and the trees were the first shot. Okay, par 5 first shot, trees, and the green die is a 1. Strong applause, so it does get strong applause. So we'll go to strong applause. Re-roll the white die on the strong applause. A 6, though. That's not good. 6 on the strong applause. Double difficult putt for birdie. Well, he can't win, and to try to get that double, he's going to lay up and take an easy putt for par. Try to get as many points as he can, which he does. So par 5 for Cam Young. Last player on the course, Matt Kuchar. That bogey, really, he would be 1 shot back right now without that. He missed a gimme putt, and it really cost him. That's a 2, so he will control on a 1-4-6 on a par 5. 1, 4, and a 6 for Kuchar. Legend or bomber, he's neither one. Let's see here, champion, he's not a champion. He's not a hacker. So we go to experience. He is an icon with a green 1. Par 5 icon, green 1. Is he a prospect? No. So it's a gimme putt for birdie. So Kuchar with a gimme putt for birdie will take over sole possession of 3rd place, which he does. So Kuchar, that'll get him some points. Kuchar birdie 4 to finish things out. But we have a playoff, and I have not had a playoff yet in this season that we've done. So let's get the totals here for these golfers here at the end. Let's get the totals. First for Young, 1 under, even. So he shoots an even 36. So he shoots a 73 in the final round to go with this 209. That's a 282. And then Kuchar, 1 over, even, 1 under, even, 1 under, 35. He shoots a 69, does Kuchar. So he shoots a 281. And then McNeely should come up to 280, you would think. Let's see here, 1 over, and then 5 straight birdies makes him 4 under, so he shoots a 32 on the back, which gives him a 68. 68 for McNeely, along with a 212, is a 280. So they both tie at 280. Oddly enough, that would not win it against the real-world score of Harmon, who was 279. So now we're going to see about a playoff for these last 2 holes. And I don't know if the rule book has any specific instructions on a playoff, whether you go to what the real course did in their playoff. I feel like Jim Moore, a playoff. But let's see if they have anything in here about a playoff. I probably should have looked this up before I started so that I would know what was going on. Does it have anything about a playoff in here? Or do I just make up my own rules for playoffs? Maybe we go back and play 18 again, or just keep playing 18 over and over. So first thing we'll do, without anything else, is we're going to play 18 again. That seems to be the default thing to do, is we're going to play 18 once again. We will roll for honors. Or actually, is it the last guy in or the first guy in? I think it's the honors. So the honors, I think it will belong to Coles, because I believe in real golf, the guy who posts the tie score first gets the advantage. I think he does. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to roll. I'm not sure, so I'm going to roll the cider die. Coles, blank. McNeely, blank. Coles, blank. McNeely. So it looks like McNeely gets the honors. If that's wrong, I apologize, but that's all I know to do at the moment. So the playoff hole, and actually Matsuyama, I think, finished. Is he 1 shot back? Might have been 2 shots back. I'll figure out his score later. Right now, we're worried about the 2 guys in contention. And so with the honors is Maverick McNeely as we play the 18th hole again. No chips. Oh, that didn't go all the way through. So one of those dice went outside. So let's put it in here and make sure it goes through. 3, so McNeely controls 1, 3, 5 on a par 5 for McNeely. 1, 3, and a 5 for McNeely here on this playoff hole. 1, 3, 5 for McNeely. Is he duffer or puny? McNeely is definitely neither one of those. Is he champion or hero? He is a semi-champion, semi-hero. The dot says he's a hero or champion, whichever way you want to look at it. So it's dead on with the short game with the upside down triangle. So we're going to our short game. Instead of going to the pin, we're going to the upside down triangle, special short game. Use the green die result of a 3. Is he stoned? No, he is not stoned. Easy putt for birdie. So a 1 to 4, and he gets his birdie. And he misses it. Wow. Gimme putt for par. That was a killer. He makes the par 5, but man, he's opened the door for Coles now. A birdie from Coles, and he will win the tournament. Oh, that didn't go through either. One of those dice popped out. Now it went through. We get a 2, which means the golfer controls, and it's 3-6-6 on the par 5. 3-6-6. 3-6-6. Is he a bomber? He is not a bomber. Let's see. Hook slightly, missed green. We're going to short game. Short game with the flag, and it's a green 3. Is he soft? He is not soft. Easy putt for par, so he's got to make this to force a second playoff hole. And he barely does, but we go into another playoff hole. And we're going to play 18 one more time, and then if they par it again, I might have to go to something else. I don't know if I can look on Google and see what the Valero Open uses for their playoff. I can find out. Valero, Texas Open playoff format. I'm going to Google that. Let's see what it says here. Playoff loop consists of the 18th hole followed by the 18th again, and then alternate 17 and 18. Okay. So we're going to play 18 again. If that doesn't resolve it, we'll bring back the 17th hole, use that, and then alternate between 17 and 18. That's kind of the procedure here. So we're going to redo 18. McNeely still has the honors. Second playoff hole. That's a 1, so McNeely controls, and it's 2-4-6 on the par 5. 2-4-6 for McNeely, and a green. 2-4-6. 2-4-6 is asking, is he a duffer? He's certainly not a duffer. Let's see, is he utility? He is not utility. Is he a champion? Yes, he is. He's a semi-champ. The dot gives it to him. So a champion, sweet swing, drops ball near pin, easy putt for birdie. So 1 to 4, McNeely will make this putt and put the pressure on Coles. 1 through 4. And he misses it. Wow. Again, he's missed easy birdie putts. He's had golden opportunities and can't get the job done. Opening the door now for Coles. And that's a 6. Well, he could take his par and earn a chip and go to a third playoff hole, or he could attack the green. And what does he choose to do here? He's going to take the chip and go to the third playoff hole. Doesn't want to risk it here. So now further rotation, we now go to 17 and 18 and just keep rotating until we get a winner. 17 and 18. And again, honors belong to McNeely. We get a 5, and that's course control, so that's a 22. It's golf cam course on a par 4 and a green 1. Par 4, green 1. Cordial hole or laser golfer? It is a cordial hole. So clutch putt for birdie. McNeely, his semi-goal, 1 to 4. He's been here before. And he misses it again. Get a red chip to carry into the playoff. for missing that. He's missed 3 straight moderate to easy putts for birdie, and that's just insane. But talking about leaving it open here for Coles, he can use that to help his putt because he's a semi-rust. So if he gets a chance to maybe increase his putting, he will look to that. Coles, that's a 3. So Coles controls 3-4-6 on a par 4. 3-4-6 for Coles on a par 4. 3-4-6. Is he a bomber or a dynamic? No, he's not either one. Overshoots green. We got this short game. Short game, it's a 6. Is he stone? No, he's not stone. Difficult putt for par. It's a good thing he's got his blue chip. That's going to make it a moderate putt. So 1 to 5, and we go to another playoff hole. And we do. So we go back to 18. McNeely will have to use his chip, and so the course will control the hole. Oop, I'm going to re-roll that because that got hung up. There we go. Let's see, 46. So that's golf cam course. He got a break there. And a green die is a 2. Golf cam course and a green die of a 2 on a par 5. Cordial hole. No, it's not cordial. Let's see, what else do we have? Cordial hole, no. Daunting hole, no. It's a moderate putt for par because we've got this thing here. It would be easy, but it's going to be a moderate this time. So 1 to 5. McNeely does make the par putt, but it opens the door again for Coles to try to win it. Coles will control the hole with a 2-4-5 on a par 5. 2, a 4, and a 5 for Coles. 2-4-5. Is he a legend? Coles is not a legend. Let's see, is he a champion? Yes, he is a champion. Coles is an outright champion, no dot needed. So he is a champion. So it's gallery cheers. So we go to gallery cheers. I believe it's an open. No, it's not an open. It's a, it was an iron shot, second shot they cheered for. So it's going to be the standard gallery cheers. Green die is a 2. Is he a champion? Yes, it is. Gimme putt for birdie. So this is going to finish it all off. He will win it. Gimme putt for birdie. The only way he misses this is on a double 6. Came close, but he wins it. Coles outlasts McNeely and wins the tournament. Ben Coles is your winner. Wow, lots of extra holes there. And poor McNeely, I tell you what, he had all the chances in the world and just couldn't do it. But Ben Coles did. He gets the win. He started 3 shots back when the day started, but he gets the win with a total of 280. Ben Coles. Second place, McNeely. Also a 280. But Coles winning the playoff. And then 281 belongs to Matt Kuchar. He comes in third. One shot back. Let's see, 282 belongs to Cam Young, fourth place. And along with Matsuyama, he finishes 2 back, so he's actually tied for 4th. Matsuyama, the late contender. Then at 283, do we have a 283? Yes, Wallace was 283. He's in 6th place. 283, 3 shots back. Then we look at the next score, which is there are no 284s or 285s. We do have a 286, and that's Norlander, 7th. 6 shots back. At a 286. 287 is Patrick Cantlay. He was in there for a while and then faded. Patrick Cantlay at 287, 7 shots back. 288, we have a tie, Gerard and Smalley. So they tie for ninth. Gerard and Smalley at 288. 8 shots back. 289 belongs to McGreevy. He is in 10th place, or actually 11th place, McGreevy. And that 289 scored 9 shots back. 290, we have the tie at 290 with Hall and Thor. They will tie for 12th. At 290, 10 shots back. So there you have it, our first playoff, and distinction of winning the first playoff belongs to Ben Coles. Belongs to Mr. Coles. There is the final. Coles defeats McNeely in a playoff, so they're 280, but a little star here for Coles saying he won the playoff. Kuchar 1 shot back. Young and Matsuyama tied 2 shots back. Wallace 3 shots back. Norlander 6 shots back. Cantley 7 back. Tied for 8 back is Gerard and Smalley. Greavy 9 back, and Hall and Thor tied 10 back. So there you have it. The Valero Texas Open belongs to Ben Coles. I have to admit, I'm not that familiar with Ben Coles. Don't know a whole lot about him. Let's see if I can at least get him on Google so I can see what he looks like. See if I can get and see what he's done as far as winning and so forth. Let's see here. There is Mr. Ben Coles right there. So he wins a playoff somewhere. He won a playoff at the Hometown Lenders Championship. I wonder if that's on the other tour or whether that's on PGA. I guess it's PGA. But anyway, that is Ben Coles. So he has experience winning playoffs in real world, and he showed that right here. Ben Coles won the championship, the hometown playoff at the Hometown Lenders Championship, whenever that was. I have no idea when that was. So after going 11 years between victories, Ben Cole just needed 28 days between his first and second win. That was Corn Ferry Tour 2023. Okay, Corn Ferry 2023. But that's Ben Coles. And he wins the Valero Texas Open in a playoff against Maverick McNeely. So that was fun. Never had a playoff before, so that was interesting. Hope you all enjoyed that. Hopefully, I'm still learning about the best ways to present this History Maker Golf, so it's viewable, where you can see what's going on, see the dice, see the cards, and see the book as best as possible. Doesn't always happen, but try to do my best. So that's it from here. Coles gets the win. And next week, we're going to the first major of the season. We're going to Augusta for the Masters. A tradition like no other, as someone once said on CBS. So we'll be going to the Masters tournament. I believe Rory McIlroy is the defending champion in that in real world. We'll see how he does in the Play.com version of it, History Maker Golf. But that's what we'll do next week. We'll be at the Masters. And starting Thursday, we'll have the first, second, and third rounds. Or maybe Friday. I think we'll probably do it Friday. And then next Sunday, we'll have next Sunday, July 5th, we'll have the final round of the Masters. So that's going to do it from here. Ben Cole's your winner. Maverick McNeely, oh so close, but yet so far. But he will get second prize, and that's worth 70 points to his point total in the standings, so that could certainly help. Coles will get 100 points, but he's so far down, I'm not sure that's going to help you, but it might. If he keeps playing well, it might, that's for sure. So that's going to do it from here. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I'll see you all down the road. All right.